on second thoughts, maybe we should do a little bit of building work. The world is rife and ready for all manner of mischief and fun, but there aren't very many people in this area anymore. It used to be quite so vibrant, but I believe that we should quite probably be able to entice some wonderful little mortals around with just a few little interesting structures. I don't think they'll be too dissuaded if we just happen to have some like nice little buildings of theirs. Those seem to go awry anyways. So let's see, what should we have? Well, obviously, I think we need to lay the mat out for them somewhat. We have our old path into this dilapidated structure, but it doesn't go very far. And they do like to build bridges. Perhaps we could build a bridge over this way. But, Yes, I think that will do quite nicely. A bridge over here, spanning the river. I do love a nice bridge. A good little liminal space. And that would link up quite nicely with our nether portal over here as well. And then, we'll need to make this place look a little bit more operational. A touch more functional, I guess. A little bit more inhabited, so we could build a nice water wheel nearby as well. Yes. I think that will do quite nicely. So, let's get to work, shall we? And there we have it. Now this pathway has been beautifully extended, if I dare say so myself, but it isn't quite as put together as the ones one will see in such metropolitan areas as Clockwork these days. It seems they've gone for rather a dull aesthetic over there. Everything is just sort of neat and tidy and put together and all very bland, I dare say, but it leads us quite swiftly. Hello, Mr. Pendragon. How are you today? It leads us quite swiftly to this very beautiful little bridge. I don't know exactly what it is mortals have against bridges. They always seem to wave people off from passing under them at night, but they do also tell such wonderful stories. So, we have a lovely, relatively small, I will grant, canopy bridge here that goes off to where I suppose we'll have to build some more things to make people think this is a very nice place to stop or pass through. Nevertheless, I believe this would be quite an appropriate space for any unfortunate dealings, some perhaps mistakes of the noggin, would say, but that is not all that we are building today. Today, rather tonight, I suppose, we're also going to build a small house with a water wheel. You tend to see these quite a bit on the more outermost fringes of mortal civilizations. I'm not exactly clear what they're for, but they do look rather nice, and they always seem to tell stories of there being things untoward inside, and, well, we're nothing if not untoward. So, where should I place that? Along a waterway seems to make sense. Perhaps over here, on the other side of the bridge. That could work quite nicely. Run a path from there to here. I think that will do quite well. Now, I don't know exactly what they use the water wheels for. Obviously the ones in our abode are used for actually powering our devices, but these structures don't tend to have them hooked to anything. They don't seem to be powering anything. They're not really doing anything. They're just sort of there. I don't know. It's models are nothing if not odd, but yeah, they do have a fashion. They do have an eye for style every now and then. Not quite akin to mine, but you know, they do try, which is very cute of them, very adorable. But anyways, let's see what we can build there. And there we have it. One complete, quaint, adorable, even, there we are, water wheel. And it's not going to do terribly much right now because half of the river is frozen over. It is rather cold out at the moment, but the building itself is open and inviting. I believe it always seems to look something like this. I think that these are used for some kind of food preparation. So I've left them some apples. That should hopefully mean that they, that somebody shows up. Nice place to stop if they're camping out in the woods and whatnot. And that, combined with our lovely new bridge, should hopefully draw some attention over our way. Failing that, I believe we might set a windmill of some description on the mountains in that direction. The mountainscape over there does seem to be quite useful in that regard. Have a nice high altitude visible landmark to draw any would-be visitors to us. And perhaps I'll pay a visit to Clockwork. That, as I recall, is still fairly populous and should have a number of people that we can enjoy some schadenfreude on, I'm sure. But we might, in the process, draw the attention of the Dritcher. I think the Dritcher still has some degree of some degree of tithe, so that may be something we'll have to avoid, or perhaps just take advantage of in turn itself. But I don't recall there being any kind of concerns around Clockwork. There's not really any no sites of particular Anglo-religious significance, so it should be fairly nice. That said, there is a fair bit of metal. I will say that. There is a lot of metal in Clockwork. Some of it might even be silver. Well. I'm sure it'll be of minimal concern. But with that, I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll... Why am I out here again? I could have sworn I was... I know I built that. I know I built that. Why did I build these? I did, so presumably I had a good reason, but I don't remember. Oh, I left this spinning. Okay. Yeah, oh, okay, I need to get that working, don't I? Right, well, I'll catch you all next time, I suppose. You wouldn't give your name and credit card information to an archfey, but you can give your name and credit card information to me at patreon.com/lying, where you can get access to monthly rewards like custom audio clips, early video releases, behind-the-scenes content, and the monthly patron games day, all for as little as $1 a month. So to support future content, that's patreon.com/lying.